What a brilliant start.
He almost had a big disaster
Yeah, a
there.
little disaster, so. Hey guys, and welcome in this episode. And in this episode, I will be competing in Drift Masters virtual competition. I thought that would be a nice occasion to actually tell you a bit more about the differences between virtual competition and the real one, simply. I will do that by showing you what I am using in the virtual competition and telling you a bit what are the differences in how the things are working. And after that you will be watching me in the competition. And this steering wheel is 350 millimeters of diameter, so it's exactly the same size as in my race car. And the direct drive motor, which is the Sim Cube, I'm not sure what is the version. Powerful enough still to put this thing out of your hands. That's good. That's really close to real life car experience. Handbrake, which is really nice in feeling because of this rubber mainly. So it's not just a button or something like that. It has a real force behind it. So you need to use some effort. Far from the real thing, because as of the movement it's very similar, but simply the lever is shorter. So in the comp car we have a longer lever, which this could be easy to replicate, but it's pointless still because it's impossible during the drifting being fully sideways to change the gear. Here it is possible. Pedals, yeah. They're actually close to real life, I would say, but very far at the same time. So in case of a stationary feeling, they're really close. The brake is really nice and stiff. The throttle is nice and steady in case of a spring feel, but the only difference is that here it goes from the bottom, and then in the real car it goes from the top. In case of a car from the outside, I would be driving this car without the smoke. So that is the best setting what you can get if you want to chase somebody. I would love to have such an option in real life to not have a smoke, but since no one is using smoke in a virtual competition, you will just make it for yourself a lot harder to compete with the smoke turned on. So that's why I'm turning it off. I'm treating virtual driving as my practice. So I want to make those all conditions to be as close as possible to my real car experience. Also, the big difference between the virtual competition and the real one is that in the real one you get only like 20 laps in the current conditions, and that's it for the whole weekend. Then it's a competition and you have to go as hard as you can, and as hard as you feel it's possible for you on this track. Here you can do 1,000 laps before you compete in the actual competition, and still it might be not enough sometimes to be successful. So simply the practice is limitless, which gives everyone the opportunity to watch closer tandems than in the real life, but not always, because also the difference is that those textures, those doors in the real life are flexible. In the game they are not. So if you touch with your wheel your opponent's doors, you will simply bounce off and you spin out. So you have to be really careful if you want to apply some pokes to your opponents, because this may cause a huge failure. I think that's pretty much it. The competition time to start, and I'm just about to start the final practice, and I have to tell you that I'm as nervous as before the real one. Guys are pushing extremely hard. And the final result is that I am 9th. 9th is really not too bad. Yes, actually, I'm really happy about it. I know now that I'm driving against Tomasz Osiński, who is looks like he's a German fellow. Yeah, we'll see. Best of luck, Tomasz, and fingers crossed for me too, please.
To this championship, but I don't think it's going to be that easy as Piotr comes through the gears. And look at this, straight into the first corner they go. Thomas can't afford to let him go, and he doesn't, but it's a very aggressive move. Bit of contact through the first corner. Judges will be looking at that.
Yeah, they certainly will, Dave. Nice aggression, though. I like it. I'm into a bit of that as he shallows up the angle now and lets Vincek throw on that wide angle. Vincek drops a wheel over the curb. And now through the smoke comes Thomas as he drives.
Oh, Vincek's in the wall.
Vincek's in the wall. And Vincek's in the wall.
Oh,
Big mistake from Peter Vincek there. I can't believe it. He looked like he was under such control. I'm wondering, did that bobble on the curb, Ian, that he just before the transition, did that mess up his line, put him a little deep into the wall? We'll watch it here on the replay. Now, as you said,
the last corner, and I smacked myself into the wall. Perfect start.
And I think from Vincek's perspective here, he's got to throw caution to the wind. He's got to pull off probably the greatest chase run in virtual drift history, because look at this. Look how aggressive he is on the initiation. Not an inch between them, and this could pay off or not. Was there contact? It was definitely a big angle from Thomas Osinski there. And Vincek comes through the door again. He's going as aggressive as he can on these transitions, trying to put pressure on. Oh, and there's a bit of contact again. I'm not sure what happened. Did Vincek get too aggressive there and knock Thomas Osinski off his line, or was Thomas Osinski making an unforced error? Look to me.
Yeah, I spun in the first round and I crashed into my opponent in the second. Brilliant.
The world's in the moment. You can't even go outside and shout it to anyone because there's no one around. It's going to be one more time.
So
I'm
imagining.
I just heard that I had one more time with Thomas. So yeah, we'll need to prepare quickly, and I need to really focus, to be honest.
Night, still have some entertainment, still have some rocking battles, and here we have another one heading off the line. It's Peter Vincek in the lead position. It looks like Thomas Osinski's got to kind of manage that aggression a little bit here, but again, he's coming in absolutely flying into that first corner. He's dropped a little bit of pace there, cut the course a little bit, and now as he starts to reel in Peter Vincek, he's got to tidy this up from here. Stronger in his first set of battles, and Osinski again missing some outer zones, and Peter Vincek doesn't make the same effort. Oh, and Osinski goes in the wall this time. You can see it happening. A late dive, and just couldn't slow the front end of the car enough. Does get around the track though. I don't think it's going to be a 10-0.
Okay, this time it went well, and maybe not perfect. I actually messed up a tiny bit on the fifth outer zone because I wasn't deep enough, and then the line was awkward. But yeah, let's see what's going to happen in the next one.
Need to lead Vincek to give chase. Now can Osinski put down that perfect lead? Can Vincek hold back a little bit? Nice flick initiation from Vincek. Look at the shallow angle as he puts the front wheel to the door of Osinski's BMW, gives him the room to manoeuvre through the middle of the track. Oh, left foot brake is going to go wide, and that upsets Vincek. Vincek once again takes a step back, allows him to transition.
No.
And now Vincek pushes Osinski.
Again, run, again. I crashed into him in the last corner. My God, what a rookie mistake.
Back in the midst of it again. To me in the replay, check this out. I'm just going to go out there and say it if I'm going by.
Yeah, it was going to help like that. Lovely. Yeah, I'm out. Sorry, guys. Again. Yeah, thank you, Thomas. Best of luck in the next one. See you in the next one. Fingers crossed for that. Woo, so I'm actually driving right now. And I am driving because it's my turn to battle. But before that, we'll have a few more, about 2 or 3 before my actual battle. So I hope we'll be fine. Okay. I get a Byron. I just realized. Happy to be in top 16. And yeah, let's watch the battles now. First time, woohoo! Hopefully not the last one. Fingers crossed, guys. But my opponent is Victor Alves, and he's very good. Just to make it long story short. And yeah, I'll try my best. And that's it. I will try my best. I know that, honestly, I've been practicing against him, and his car seems to be slightly quicker than mine. That's first excuse. Yeah, probably you'll start counting them after that.
Alves leads out Vincek. S15 versus S15 right now on the track. A bit of Vincek untested so far. There's a bye run in his top 32 battle. Look at this as he makes his way down. Lack of proximity for Peter Vincek and out of that outside zone. Victor Alves now sticks it exactly where the judges wanted to see it. Nice line from Victor Alves. Oh, and a big mistake from Peter Vincek. Looks like he catches a little bit of understeer going to the outside zone. Victor Alves was put to
Jesus!
across the line. Smoke in the face.
Oh my god, I went almost straight. Ah my god, why those mistakes has to happen to me? Ah, such a rare mistake, to be honest. It is what it is. Now it's my turn to lead and give my best.
Madam Hard, and hopefully he hopes that Victor Alves will make a mistake, but Victor Alves is the best chance he's ever going to get to the top 16. Would have got drawn against Piotr Wiańczyk and known it was a tough draw, and now coming at. Oh, and was there contact there? Was it a straighting? I'm not sure exactly what happened.
What's going
on? But it
on?
looked to me like Piotr Wiańczyk either straight or there was contact. We'll have to look at that from another view, but it's messy and scrappy as they come through the course. It looks like Alves having to adjust Wiańczyk back on it again as they come out of the course. And yeah, so the one force there is again creeping into this one. And Alves right on the door. Piotr Wiańczyk dialing off.
Whoa, that was so rubbish. But the car was washing out really unexpectedly. Like the conditions were different. I don't know, from what we've been practicing on at least. Maybe, but it was what it was from both of us, so... Yeah, nobody to blame, just me for brilliant driving. Congrats to Piotr, because... Yeah, that was a good piece of... Okay guys, quick update. Very professional one. I just realized what happened. Guess why the condition changed? Because I didn't load the setup of the car. Always when you log into the game, when you log to the server, you need to choose your setup. So once you don't do it, the car goes in a default. Excellent. Thank you guys once again. See you on the next one. Yeah, yoo-hoo. Round 3. So third attempt to achieve something. But yeah, in general I can only improve, which is a good news. Looks like I will be driving against Eric Hayes, I should say, probably. Again, I'm driving third to last, so I will have to wait a bit for my battle. I hate waiting. But it is what it is, and yeah, I will try my best.
Who knows what suspension packages and engines, but well, I know both these guys are going to go absolutely hard. Right now, UK versus Poland off the line. Eric Hayes looks for the side of Piotr Wiańczyk's S15. Piotr Wiańczyk with a very strange initiation, long handbrake drag. That completely throws Eric Hayes off the scent there of any chance of a battle. As Eric Hayes now struggles to get into the flow of things as Wiańczyk stands on the throttle. And that Worthhouse S15 starts to get himself into the groove now. Hayes back into the motion. Can he find the side of Piotr Wiańczyk's S15 as they come up the hill? One last transition to go. Or they cross the line of Wiańczyk. So dominant.
I was a bit closer to the wall than I wanted to, but yeah, I managed to complete it, so I actually watch it because I have my laptop for that.
I've set up just as well as Piotr Wiańczyk.
Not exactly that, Dave. So they warm their tyres and get back to the line for the second half of the run. Hayes to lead, Wiańczyk to give chase. Wiańczyk looking strong at the moment. Lights go out and it is good to go. Hayes through the gears, smoking the tyres on the back of the S15 already. Little flick across the circuit, nice initiation, big angle, and he's overcooked it. Throwing himself off the circuit.
That's
pressure,
unfortunate.
Dave.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. They tried a little too hard there, trying to do something crazy in the lead position to bring the fight back into his hands, and that's what happens. You got to manage that aggression, you got to manage that speed, and it's difficult in the virtual world to manage speed, especially because obviously you're not physically moving at speed. So therefore you can overcook, and that's exactly what happened to Eric Hayes there from the UK. And it is Poland victorious, I would imagine.
Okay.
He initiates just before the line. It's a little too
Looks
late.
like I won my first battle. I won because of the mistake of my opponent.
To the top 16, no questions.
It looks like, I don't know,
we'll wait for the judges.
Yes! My God! I won my first battle.
Too bad.
Guys, that means a lot. That's excellent. I'm very happy. I won my first official battle in a virtual competition. Waiting now for my top 16 opponent, and it looks like we have the result. Yep, Mohammed. We'll see in top 16. Oh, that sounds so good.
Verse online, and now he's become one with the computers, and I think he has to be charged every night and stuff like that. So, you know, we never know. But here we go. Peter Wiańcek is now back on the line, the real world driver, and guy finished up second in the Drift Masters King of Riga last year, and a four-wheel drift podiums to his name, top 3 finish in four-wheel drift to his name, and he is going up against Mohammed Al Arbi from Saudi Arabia here. And this is an interesting one, as Wiańcek doing a good job in the lead position, as Al Arbi now starts to reel him in, getting really, really close to the door as they transition back. And look at this, Al Arbi right back up onto the door again, and absolutely flying into the last couple of corners here as Al Arbi now starts to jump back into the chase position nicely. The only thing Peter Wiańcek doing wrong there is, you know, maybe just a little bit too settled in that lead position, but Al Arbi again,
happier after this, definitely.
He's kind of found his form. He looks like he likes the track, likes the flow. He's not found his feet. Mohammed Al Arbi, you know, he's got a task on his hands now. He sits in that lead position. Insect, he's going to be hunting him down. He's going to be hungry to try and battle Hines in the grade 8. And look at this, as Al Arbi fires it in, a nice angle, and you can see there's a big clutch kick there from Piotr Wiańcek, because always he catches a little bit of understeer. Piotr Wiańcek dials it out and then struggles to keep a hold of the front end of that S15. Once again, Wiańcek just about keeping into it, now finds his form, does he, as Al Arbi manages to absolutely fly through the middle of the circuit, and Piotr Wiańcek looking a little bit on the ropes in the second half of this battle. Wiańcek looking very, very scrappy as Al Arbi puts it to the wall.
Okay, this could be one more time, to be honest. I wasn't too close. I wasn't too close from
here
him
on the second. Al Arbi
too
looking
much.
pretty strong in the lead position. Let's have a look at this one again.
So we will see.
First corner. It's
One more time. Well, here we go. Decisions in.
Yeah, we are going one more time.
And I was right, Dave. It is going to be
Oh,
one
indeed.
there is. I'm not thinking fun. I'm just saying it is comical, and I will always find the comical things. Here we go. It's going to be Peter Wiańcek in the lead position, representing Poland in the chase position. Oh, representing Saudi Arabia is Al Arbi. He's coming a lot more aggressive here as a contact between both cars. It looked a bit messy through that first corner from both drivers. I have to say, I'm not too sure. Al Arbi now missing zones. If Wiańcek starts to tidy it up, Al Arbi up onto the curb and making some big dives, but he's going to have to back off a little bit. He's going to lose some ground here as again Wiańcek looking a little bit more so dialed in throughout this first lead run. Al Arbi's got to make a move here. He's got to make a late transition. He does. Can he get up onto the door? Just about. First corner though, he looked a bit sketchy from both.
Wiańcek all over the back in the PS13 on initiation, no mistake. This time a little wobble though from Wiańcek as Al Arbi looks like he's got that initiation dialed. Onto the wall he goes, and now Peter Wiańcek starts to find the side of that PS13, holds his breath as he transitions through the middle of the circuit, put flat to the floor from Mohammed Al Arbi right now. He looks for that front clipping point. One last transition to go. Can Wiańcek stick it door to door and seal the deal? The run is one and done.
Ooh, that was a bit better, I hope. And the judges will also think that way. Well, let's wait and see. You never know. This is, man, I'm shaking. This thing is. I made a mistake on the first corner, but
in the first and second round, I think this might be his first time moving into the top 8. I mean, we're jumping ahead of the gun here, but I think we've watched enough drifting to be able to predict this one. I mean, we aren't idiots. Peter Wiańcek does go through to the top 8. That is a pretty solid result for him and a big improvement overall.
Oh my God!
He's starting to find his form, man.
Good. Man, I'm so happy. I'm finally in this virtual thing. I think so. Now I'll just need to improve 2 things. And finally, it was my first time that I feel a bit relaxed during the battle. Oh, yes! Yes, I hope I will manage to keep it up. Excellent.
The competition since the start of the championship, he goes up against a very, very on-form Ramazzotti. Let's see what happens.
Ramazzotti looking for the mill right now, and that mill could be Piotr Wiańcek as Ramazzotti is door to door. Wiańcek on the ropes the whole championship so far in his DMVC. Could this be the round he finds his feet? Ramazzotti is going to be the guy that asks that question and pushes Piotr Wiańcek to the limit. Wiańcek not doing a whole lot wrong now in that lead position as Ramazzotti once again looks for the side of the S15. Early transition will set him up perfectly for the dive, but he times it too late. He goes bumper across the line.
Yeah, why not throw the dice here? Why not try and go and get that win? He's not going to beat Ramazzotti here with a soft run. He's got to go very aggressive.
He certainly has. Ramazzotti fires into that first outside zone. You can see Vincek now starting to brave a little bit, starting to pull up his socks. Oh, as he goes bumper to bumper on the transition, braves it all. Vincek starting to really find his feet in the virtual world as he looks once again to dive up into the door. As Ramazzotti's S15, Ramazzotti keeping his cool. Onto the wall he goes. Vincek glancing down, looking for the side of that S15. Oh, pushes Ramazzotti into that outside wall zone and across the line.
Okay. A bit too aggressive.
Yeah, I think this is what we wanted, Ian. We wanted someone to come along and say, I'm just looking at the stats here, and I'm saying, you know, Piotr Viancek,
big hopes for one more
this
time, to
level
be
of
honest.
competition, and Alan a little bit more towards Viancek on this one, but I could be wrong.
No, I'm inclined to agree there. But Ramazzotti gets
Congrats.
the vote and wins.
Still, I'm so happy. Congrats, Jose. Thank you, and fingers crossed. Take care. Okay, that's it for today. That was good fun. I'll finally manage to move forward in the battles in the virtual championship. That's what matters. Hope you enjoy, and see you in the next one. I'm waiting for this. Finally, I'm waiting for the next round. Excellent, guys. So, guys, welcome in round 4, which is the last round for me. Unfortunately, yeah, here excuses starts. I didn't manage to practice a lot before this one. I only practiced yesterday and today, so I don't feel too comfortable, let's say, on this track. But still, yeah, enough of excuses. Let's stay positive and, yeah, build up myself for the battles. Good tandems. I got the results. Overall, I was 16th. A bit better than I was expecting looking at the result, to be honest. And my first opponent will be Piotr Magales.
He comes off the line. Piotr Vincek now gets that opportunity to prove himself as a real-world drifter. Fires away in that Workhouse S15. Magales now starts to dive in, but he's out of that outside zone. Just want to see the rear wheels of his car into that outside zone. A wobble from both drivers there. Down into that diesel zone, all very wide. Goes the Portuguese driver now. They come through. More wheels dropped on the inside. Magales absolutely frantic, trying to make a dive, trying to get close to Vincek as Vincek finishes up the run.
I want to record my top 32 battle, but my GoPro decided that it's gonna fail and didn't want to turn on even, so you cannot see how I shouted and swear in my chase run when I initiate with a too big angle. My field of view just rotate, the car stalls, everything what could go wrong goes wrong in the first corner. So yeah, I was worried about the first corner in the lead and I messed it up in the chase. Brilliant. So that's it for me. 4 rounds, 3 times knocked out in top 32 and 1 top 8. So yeah, brilliant record. It was good fun for sure. It was a lot of tense, let's say, but still it was a good time. I don't know why I'm still wearing this. I will definitely would like to take a rest of this virtual competition for now. Simply I'm not the best at it. As much as I love real drifting and real drifting competition, the virtual one looks like isn't for me. I love practicing on virtual before the actual battles, before the actual competition, but the virtual competition is very hard. I really respect the guys who are doing it time by time and making brilliant results, because this is tough. For me, it's really tough. I think that, can you still hear something? Probably cannot, I cannot do. Now I'm gonna look for the result, who's gonna win this, and we're gonna meet in the actual real world. And he's gonna jump inside my car. I don't know even what I'm thrilled about more. Because I definitely didn't show my best side during this virtual competition. Now I really need to prove something when we're gonna meet in the real world. And I know that those guys won't gonna fool around. So this is gonna be interesting. Fingers crossed that it's gonna happen earlier than later, sooner than later I should say, because of this COVID situation, but it's gonna happen and I cannot wait for that. So, whew, thank you guys for watching. See you in the next one, guys. Take care and thank you for joining. See ya.